Hey everyone, welcome to a quick demonstration on Displash, which is one of the games you can play with the Piping Hot bot. I am on the home server for Piping Hot bot, Piping Hot Games, and I'm in the Displash lobby of this server, which is just kind of the hub to get started with Displash. So the command to get started is dp help. dp is the prefix, so $DP is the prefix for all of the Displash game commands. So when I do dp help, it'll tell me all the commands for Displash. And before we continue with this, I just want to give a little blurb on what Displash is. It's a competitive prompt answering game that is inspired by the Jackbox party game Quiplash. So if you've ever played Quiplash before, it's very, very similar to that, just more of a Discord version, and it's really fun. So if you don't know what Quiplash is and you haven't actually played it before, that's totally okay because it's a really simple game, and through this demonstration, you'll see very easily how to play. So going back to the commands right here, the first command is dp create. This actually makes a new category in the server and a new text and voice channel for this game that you now become the host of when you do dp create. Other players can go to the lobby under that new category, the lobby text channel that is, and then type the dp join command to become a part of that game. Once all the players have joined, the host can do dp start, and that'll actually start the first round of the game of Displash. At that point, Piping Hot Bot is going to direct message every single player a prompt to answer, and there'll be 2 prompts per round, 3 rounds per game of Displash. And you answer each prompt with the command dp answer, and then whatever your answer is for that prompt. It can be anything that you want it to be. And when necessary, Piping Hot Bot will give you the commands that you're seeing right here as a template. So when it DMs you, it'll say this exact thing right here to let you know, to remind you what the command is. Once all players have answered the prompts and it goes to the voting stage where you're pitted against other players and their prompt answers, people who are not actually answering that specific prompt for each voting will vote themselves who they think answered the prompt the best. And so if Ben, John, and Jerry are playing and John and Jerry answered this one prompt, then Ben is going to be the one to vote, if that makes sense. So you do dp vote and then the answer number, because Piping Hotspot's going to say, here is prompt answer 1, here is prompt answer 2. And so you do dp vote 1 or dp vote 2, depending on who you think actually answered the prompt better. At any point in the game, you can check the score or leave the game. Also, at any point in the game, the host can kick a user if they're misbehaving. So make sure that you don't get on the host's nerves as you're playing the game. And then also the host can do dp end to end the game early, or when the game is finished, the host executes this command to wipe the text, voice channels, and category off the face of the earth, and so the server doesn't get cluttered with categories, text channels, and voice channels for games that are no longer being played. So that's all the commands for Displash. Let's get started. So I'll do dp create, and so now ColePM has become the host of Displash, hosted by ColePM. This is the new category that's made for the game. This right here is the game code, which isn't important to you as the user, really, but it's really important for behind the scenes to distinguish this Displash game from all other Displash games. And so all the users who want to join, they go to the main room text channel within this new category, which is right here, and they do Mafia. Oh, not Mafia, we're playing Displash. Displash join. Obviously, the host is already a part of this game because it's hosting. So I will go on to my other 2 test accounts, Zoom by Planet and Chicken Wicken, and I will join there. All right, so I'm over on Zoom by Planet. I'll do dp join, and it says I've now joined Displash, hosted by ColePM, and are waiting for it to begin. So now I just have to join on Chicken Wicken. All right, dp join on Chicken Wicken. And now it is ready to start. And so I will go over to the host and start it, because if I try to start it with somebody who's not the host, it tells me only the host of the Displash game can start it after all players have joined. All right, so I'll type out the command here. And before I actually enter it, I want to say a little bit about what happens right as this command is entered. Piping Hot Bot is going to direct message every single person two prompts to answer, starting with just the first one, obviously. And then once you answer it, it'll give you the second one, and you'll see how that works. So when I enter this command, it says round one, the game of Displash has begun. There'll be 3 rounds, and you get 120 seconds to answer each set of prompts. So you have 120 seconds for the entire round, and so you have a minute per prompt to answer them. So I'll go over to the DMs for Cole PM, and it says, "Welcome to round 1 of 3 of Displash, hosted by Cole PM. Answer prompts with the command DP answer, prompt answer." And then this is prompt number 1 of 2. Come up with a title for an adult version of any classic video game. And so I do DP answer, and then whatever I want my answer to be. And I'm not going to try too hard to think of anything creative right now, so I'll just say, uh, let's say, testing 1, 2, 3. That's my answer. I'm not going to try to think of anything crazy. And then it says, you've answered prompt number 1. Time for your next prompt. Prompt 2 of 2. The worst pizza is blank style pizza. And it says, attention players, 60 seconds left. So Piping Hot Bot is proactive in letting you know how much time you have left before it gives you a default answer for your prompts. So if you've ever played Quiplash before, you're given a Quiplash, which is like a default answer if you run out of time, and that's exactly what happens here. Luckily, the default answer is actually kind of funny. It's the same every time for each prompt, but it is kind of funny. So if you run out of time, at least you're not at a huge loss. So I'll do DP answer, and I'll say, um, I'll just give it something kind of random. So prompt answer received. You have now answered all prompts for this round. So it says head back to the main room and wait for everybody to finish. Obviously, Chicken Wicken and Zoom by Planet, I'm controlling all the accounts, and so they haven't answered, and so they'll actually just be given default answers. And so you'll see that they'll actually have like the same answer because there's only one default answer. So ideally, for the game to be better, people would actually give different or real answers. So here we go. Welcome players to the voting for the first round. And so it says, come up with a title for an adult version of any classic video game. This is one that Cole PM answered. You can see that it gives the text versions right here. And then clicking on this picture, you can see a more zoomed in picture with a graphical representation of this text right here, which is kind of a neat little feature here. And so prompt answer number 1 is The Legend of Zelda's Ass, which is the default answer given. And then mine was testing 1, 2, 3. And it says players vote for which player you think answered the prompt the best. If you forgot how to vote, you can do DP help to see the commands to see how to vote. And so what I'm going to have to do is find the account that doesn't have either of these two answers. It's going to be either Chicken Wicken or Zoom by Planet, but I don't know which one, so I'll find that really quick. Okay, so I took a guess that it was just Chicken Wicken. So I'll do DP vote 1. And I was wrong. You answered this prompt yourself, so you cannot vote on this one. So I actually have to go over to Zoom by Planet. All right, Zoom by Planet, I'll do DP vote 1. And as soon as I answer this, it's going to tell me, it's going to reveal who answered each prompt. So Chicken Wicken was The Legend of Zelda's Ass, and then Cole PM was testing 1, 2, 3. Chicken Wicken got 1 vote, so they got these points, and Cole PM got nothing. And then it moves on to the next round of voting. And so the answers for this prompt are coffin and coffin because it's just the default answers for this prompt. A birthday present you shouldn't get for your grandmother. That is a very good default answer. Obviously, since both of these are the default answers, I have to go over to Cole PM to do my voting, and so I'll do that now. All right, so back over on Cole PM, I'll do DP vote and then 2. So I voted for the answer coffin, which was Zoom by Planet. So Zoom by Planet got 1 vote and this many points. And it basically just continues like this. And so for the second round, it's the same thing except 2 times the points. For the third round, same thing except it's 3 times the points. So you get quite a few chances to answer some cool prompts and think of something funny or creative, whatever you think will get the votes from the people you're playing with. And that's pretty much it. So I'm not going to make this video extensive by actually playing the whole game, but usually a game will last around 15 minutes. I'll pull up the commands again just to show a couple other things. You can, like I showed earlier, check the score anytime, DP score. So these are the scores right now. Chicken Wicken and Zoom by Planet are tied, and Cold PM has no points. Also, the host can kick people at any point. So I can't kick myself. I mean, if I tried to, you'll see what happens. You can't kick yourself from the game. But if I do, let's say Chicken Wicken, the Chicken Wicken is actually removed from the game. And then once the next round starts, it'll process the fact that somebody left and reassign people to compete with each other or end the game if it goes down to only two players. In the case of this, it actually happens that way because there's only two players now, Cold PM and Zoom by Planet, and so the game can't continue, and so it'll just end it early and give the scores. So that's it, really. The last thing is to do DP end, so I'll just end the game early here. And that will clean up the category and the channels within it, wipe it from the face of the earth so that the server doesn't get cluttered by games that are no longer being played and all the text, voice, and categories that are created for it. So that's it for Displash. It's pretty similar to Quiplash. I'm sure you've realized at this point, if you played Quiplash before, know what it is. So I hope you guys have a fun time playing it. Thanks for watching.